Hello, citizens of Tokusatsu Central. I'm Jared Randon. As per request of Joji Dixon, Midnight Otaku, I'm going to be reviewing the BCR-01 Kamen Rider Build Rabbit Tank form. Now, this is the only BCR toy I'm going to be reviewing, but I promise I've bought a bunch of other ones. I have Hawk Gatling, Lion Cleaner, Fire Hedgehog, and Nin Comic. But this is the only one I'm going to be reviewing because I have a couple more reviews to get to after this video. So, this is the first in the BCR line, and a lot of people skipped on the BCR line because of the much easier and more affordable line known as the Soto figures. Now, if you didn't know, you fucking hags, that, or should I say fucking hags with no life, no girlfriend, and no reason to be alive, I am just kidding, I love you all, that you can go on eBay and other sites like HobbyLink Japan and figure out that they don't have them priced at $33 over there. They have them priced at about $28 or $23. That's how I got all of my BCR figures. So, enough rambling on about people with no lives. Let's just get to the video. So here we have everything included in this set. A unpainted drill crusher, the tank portion of the figure, and the rabbit tank. Or the rabbit portion of the figure. So, we'll just take a quick look at the rabbit portion. Of course, pretty nicely detailed, very nice red all over the figure. As you can see, a decently detailed rabbit right there with the rabbit ear right there. Pretty, basically, since these are going to be like the template figures, the first figure in the line released will be like the template-esque figure that all the other figures are going to be based on. So this design is actually a little bit less out there than the other designs. Here's the build driver. They actually decided to paint in the full bottles, which I think was a dumb decision on their part, because when you're going to be mixing and matching these figures, you're not really going to want to necessarily have rabbit and tank, sort of similar situation that they did with the O's combo change figures, which I am in love with. Of course, going down, you have some pretty decent detail. A spring in the leg, because that's how he's able to jump. And then on the foot, a lot of people miss this detail. It's actually a rabbit's foot. Alright, on to the next portion. Here we have Tank, all done up in a okay blue. I think this isn't as nice of a blue as Rabbit's is as nice of a red. See the tank part of the head right there, the missile part as well. The standard, of course. And then the treaded leg, because the leg has treads on it like a tank. And then, of course, the only weapon included in the toy is the drill crusher, which is done up very nice. They always get the details spot on, but they're never actually able to paint in all the fine details, but they get a pretty good job in terms of the details. The drill crusher, the drill piece is decently big, so it's pretty nice. Alright, now that we're done with that, we can actually put these two halves together. Now, how you do that, it's pretty simple. You just line them up like this, and snap, and there you go. You have the full figure. Now, to split them apart for any other future combinations, there is a button on the back, which you just push, and it easily unlocks. Now, a lot of people have been saying that these two halves are really hard to get dismantled, but in my opinion, you just need to have some functioning brain qualities and realize that there are much bigger problems in the world, and the fact that this is very easy to split apart. Like, I can do it in 1 second. It's easy. It's easy as hell. You people are just making it out to be really bad. Japanime. But, now Japanime, listen, I don't have a problem with you. It's just, your ideals on the BCR line are not necessarily my forte, I guess. So there he is holding the drill crusher. Though these figures are not very good in terms of that aspect, holding the actual drill crusher piece. So here's the actual figure altogether, and it looks pretty good, considering that both of these halves are supposed to be like template halves. They don't have as extreme of details and stuff on them as the other ones. So it blends together really well overall. So, and now in terms of articulation, no head swivel or waist swivel, but I can give that a pass because there has to be some sacrifices in terms of the articulation. You can go up at the shoulder area and go a full 360. The elbow can bend. This is the same on the other side as well. Of course, you can swivel the bicep right there, and then a swivel at the wrist, along with a 2-finger split right there. So, that's pretty nice. And then going down to the legs, you can go upwards like this, and then back that far. Not really that far. They can go out, thankfully, and then, of course, the knees bend. Amazing. And then, of course, the feet are on a ball joint, which is very nice, because they need a little bit of that good. So, that's about it in terms of articulation for the figure. And basically all that there is to the actual toy. Now, what do I really think about this figure? We're gonna get right into that after these messages. I just realized that I don't have a sponsor. So, overall, I think that the Kamen Rider Build BCR01 figure is actually a pretty solid figure, and oddly enough, I prefer this over the X-Aid LVUR figure line, which I do have quite a large majority of, but overall, I think this figure is, in my opinion, better than the Soto line, because yes, the Soto line has head articulation and, waist articulation, but overall, this is a much more solid figure than the Soto line. With the Soto line, the stickers are consistently falling off, the pieces overall are really loose, and overall, the gimmick with that line just doesn't work out overall. And once again, there has to be sacrifices in order to keep the gimmick intact and not loose as hell. So, thank you guys for watching. Like if you enjoyed the video that much. Subscribe if you want to see more, and comment if you want to ask any questions about the actual toy. You can check out my Instagram, Rand.Jared, and of course check out my other YouTube channel, Jared the Collector New. And I will see my fellow citizens of Tokusatsu Central next time when I review the Ultraman Orb DX Orb Slasher. Another fan request.